So I'm here with Lindsay today. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's a lot more fun doing these things when I'm with you guys. So hopefully you didn't find the last two too boring, but whatever. So we're gonna now record a video commentary for episode 203, which I haven't watched in a very long time, but it is one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
There's a lot that happens in it, and also it's one of those scenes too where there's a scene in it that I recently got to revisit because I included it in the Counseling of Vanessa episode that just premiered.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was kind of nice to use that, and I was reminded while I was cutting it because I went back to the original footage. I wasn't using the episode cut. I went right back to the original timeline, found stuff because in this episode we're about to watch, we cut back and forth between Vanessa and Rose. But I wanted to stay on Vanessa because this was her memory. And also, of course, no music, for that. So it's just but the music, I forgot, because this is one of my favorite cues in the whole series. So it's kind of the best version of the Rose and Vanessa love theme, which we haven't been able to use in a very long time. Yeah. So, so for those of you who are watching live with us, they will have hopefully queued up this episode and so we'll get you to press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So here's another example of I changed up the beginning a little bit where I put the paper there, but it's I pan it away. I really like that opening.
This episode, wow, this is forever ago.
Yeah. Carol Huska. She's doing so many fascinating dance movement stuff lately.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've been keeping track of it. And I'd written a whole story line for her character.
Yeah.
And but she couldn't come back for season 3, and so I had to do rewrites and everything. I had this whole idea because she and Brittany were the friends, and there's gonna be a whole thing. I wanted to have So anyway, I didn't get to do a lot of those stories. Here's your buddy Sarah.
And then wasn't this girl
Shayla?
The second
Shailene, pardon me.
Runner-up. Weren't we thinking of casting her?
Yeah. She was. I want to work with her more because she's really good, and she actually is a director as well. Eh?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she directed some of Rodney's Out of Time web series.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So the bathroom. So that last scene was in the 519 Community Center, which in the last commentary I mentioned that was the exterior of the high school. And so the classroom was one of their rooms, and then now we've cut to a washroom in a pub in the other side of town.
Oh.
Yeah. This is at Remarks Pub.
So much that I don't even know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you're not always there,
not
right?
Always.
Yeah.
Lots of the
So
time,
here's the girl with the bow, or the washroom girl. Well, I forget how she's mentioned.
Girl in the washroom.
Was it just girl in the washroom?
Yeah.
But people really grabbed onto the fact that she wore a bow. I remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the comments. Oh. Yeah. So Caitlin made sure that Claire often wore a bow.
Something.
Yeah, she really grabbed onto that. But what I found so interesting, because we did want it to be a bit of a surprise that this character was going to become someone, but you could tell right away, people just knew.
People knew.
People were like, "This is the new girl." I'm like, "Whoa, okay," because we didn't I intentionally didn't give her a name, which I guess is a reoccurring theme for me now.
Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, it's also because I think she's such a powerful actor.
Yeah.
That it's well, you're not gonna have someone that good in such a throwaway scene.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be someone else later, right? So I think she both loved and hated keeping it a secret. Yeah. And there goes the Star Wars wife.
Of course, yeah. I notice all of those things.
This was another. So one of the things you never see it in movies, is people just doing household stuff, so I was kind of glad to show that. This is a really tough scene to block. Blocking is when you literally are figuring out where to put people, and so to have them come in but not come in, and then where do you film it so it's not awkward, and so it's really a tough one. Doorway scenes are, I've decided, are the worst.
As we found out the other day.
Well, yeah, I know, and it's so strange because I seem to be compelled to write a lot of doorway scenes. I don't anymore because I've just learned what a pain. The next scene is another doorway scene, and it's they're impossible to film. Like where do you put
And
the camera? Lighting it. There's the sound because the door is open. Like normally you want to keep all the doors closed because of the traffic sounds. So anyway, so I avoid door scenes now a lot.
Well, we just did one in season 4, but after that,
Where?
in Jonathan's apartment with Alicia.
Oh, that's right. And it wasn't in. So that's right. So we just had her like storming in to be like, just get away from the door because it's a pain.
Run away from the door.
Yeah.
I understand that
It's so annoying. Yeah, it's crazy. The things about filmmaking that are challenging.
I always, it's now when I see like shots like this where it goes back and forth, I'm always like, oh, all the camera equipment's now behind Wendy. Oh, now it's all behind Will. Like, this is what people don't think, but I'm always like, oh, I had to carry that over there, and then bring it back.
That's it. Right. The other thing too, it's like Kate and I are always joking about this. Like when I'm helping her shoot Kate Conway's a Jerk, it's like we're always reminded like this is what filmmaking really is lifting heavy crap.
Yeah.
So filmmaking, lifting heavy crap.
Well, it was someone told me a quote the other day that I thought was really cool from the actor's perspective. And I don't remember who said it. It might be Robert De Niro, but I'm not sure. But he said, I don't get paid to act. I get paid to wait around on set.
Yes.
And the acting I do for fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is so true. That is what an actor's life is on a film set.
You always hear that expression, hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
Because like it is like go. And then as soon as you're done your job, you have to like sit and wait. Because whether it's because the actors are acting and now you, the crew person, have to sit there and be absolutely quiet.
Yeah.
I was on a film shoot the other day with a bunch of rookies and someone was just like making tea in the kitchen. It's just like, they just didn't know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I was being quiet. And like, he felt terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you can't do that. It's like, well, can I? No, you just have to sit there and actually stand and not breathe loud.
Yeah. Don't let your stomach grumble.
And don't let your stomach grumble. Yes.
Which normally happens a lot.
There was this hilarious, I think it might have been this episode. No, it was a later episode. It was a scene with Rose and Dad, and I think it's maybe 213. And anyway, I remember at the end of the take, as soon as it ends, I say, "Okay, thank you, cut." And then Kate goes, "Josh, your stomach is so loud," because it's like booming, and it's like, it was so funny. It was so funny. So great little music cue happening right there. Very, Adrian wasn't. I knew I needed a little something there, but like those actors, they were just giving it, So he, oh shit! I just went out of sequence there.
Okay.
All right, we're all right.
We're almost there.
We just heard the knock on the door. So so one of the other challenging things too is like the rain. The reason we hear rain is because it was not raining when we filmed Lindsay, but then it was raining when we filmed Kate. So I had to like take sound from rain and add it onto all these shots.
Yeah.
And I think I added thunder too.
Well, you were a real bitch to me. Rose, no, shut up and listen.
So I think this was one of the first times where we actually had more than one camera going. Like this is early days for us, but it was more than but it was both cameras pointing in one direction. So we do all the things. So we had them stacked, so we were able to do the close-ups and the wides at the same time. And but we had to do like all of Rose, and then we had to do all of Lindsay, and we had the weather changing on us, and so it was a very, very, very challenging shoot. And also, like, not only that too is like, where do you put the microphone?
I don't know where we did.
Yeah, it's hard.
In the clothes, maybe.
Yeah.
Or down below. I don't know what we did. I remember this day though.
Yeah.
I remember it all.
And this is a big moment too, like just like in Rose's growing up too. Like this is the bit where she accuses Lindsay, Vanessa, you're Lindsay, when she says like, hey, like, and you called me a queer, and she doesn't even want to say the word queer because so a lot of people love that word, but Rose does not, and it's because of Vanessa, the previous episode. Yeah.
I feel like this was also maybe one of the first times that the audience started to understand Vanessa.
I think you could be right.
Yeah.
Yes, and you know what? And then if it wasn't this moment, then it was certainly the next episode. So and they came out very obviously close together.
Yeah.
Because I think back in these days, we were just talking about earlier how I think we were doing every other week or something like that. Because the idea was we were going to do monthly. episodes, and we're like, oh, no one's going to want to wait a month, which obviously anyone who's watching season 4 agrees. and so then we were like, all right, let's do mini-sodes in between so we can at least keep going, which is exactly what we're doing now. Is so the Council of Vanessas will just be in between just to help keep things alive. But here we go with the music that I what Adrian has done here, just like so I mentioned this in the commentary for 201, that Vanessa is the only character with her own theme, but this is not Vanessa's theme. This is Rose and Vanessa's theme. But we never actually heard it. We didn't get to hear it finished there because Evil Mum interrupts the music.
Teresa LeMay.
Yeah. I was... it's so funny, like, honestly, like, one of the reasons why I get so angry at her is because, like, but the music, I wanted it to keep going. And there's other times where it's like, we hear it and it never finishes. And I thought, wasn't until the season, one day, maybe we'll get to hear the whole theme.
And I remember this day we filmed other stuff that wasn't in the shot that then was added into her dream. Was it of her?
Yes, so that's right. We shot extra shots of Wendy yelling directly at the camera. So in episode 212, so it's the season finale when Rose is having some dreams. That was some pretty crazy stuff. That was fun.
That was fun.
So this is a scene where I was really stoked, where, like, we shot it with 2 cameras, and then it was one of those things on set, like the way these 2 actors were given it, they were so good that I realized, like, there was no need to cut. So there's actually just sort of like, it's like almost like in-camera editing, how it's panning back and forth between them. Because it's like, so I did do a cut, but not very much. Like, it was mostly just a oneer. And I think it is all the same performance. I think just each camera, maybe not, I don't know, whatever. But point is, it was doing a lot more, we're doing a lot more without editing than I had planned. And so this is the beginning of me realizing, like, ooh, I can do more than, I thought I could in one go. Such a teenager line.
Yeah, I'm running away.
I hate you right now. I think the scene is on both of their acting reels, actually.
Yeah. It's a really good scene.
Yeah. And then now this is the Rose dad music there, that theme. And so that's nice to the way Adrian gets to play with that in future episodes is really nice. He really shocked me. This is jumping ahead a bit, but in the season 3 episode where we hear Johnny tell the story of why Rose doesn't have a mom, that story, he uses that theme then, and I wasn't expecting it when I was watching it, so I was like, when I dropped in the sound into my timeline, I'm like, oh my god, Adrian, it's killing me. Yeah, so good stuff there. Yeah, man, wow, all these names, all these people. Yeah, the 519, like, we couldn't have done it without them. Yeah, and go figure, like, the bar, it's hilarious that we film a high school drama in a bar. It is the same bar that you see later when Nathan goes on his date. It's the same bar, just upstairs.
Yeah.
So anyway, so one of the people that are watching with us live says Vanessa's character trajectory aligns well with Rose's, both on the same path but very different journeys. Very different journeys indeed. Yeah. So but I'm wondering if there might be more said, because it looks like you're beginning a new sentence. So we'll see what comes next. Yeah, because I mean, obviously they're sort of like foils of each other, right? And they're both have the same sort of like steps in life that many people coming out have, except that coming from such well, it's because they're coming from such different places. I mean, we always knew that. We, the actor director, knew that Vanessa's bisexual, but Vanessa didn't know that, because she didn't even know what that was. So, and it's because she was hidden. That's why education is so important. She didn't even know these things existed. So, Yeah, it's very, very, very different trajectories.
Mhm.
So, which is cool because now with Counseling Vanessa, we're exploring some of that, So,
super excited.
Anyway, so I think that that concludes our video commentary for episode 203. 203.
Now,
Having It Out. That was a tough title. A lot of the titles for this show is named by the fans of Mom and Dad, because and we have people actually having it. No, Kelly Marie Mortha. She thought of this title at the table read. I remember it. I have it scrolled on my script saying she said it's like, what about Having It Out? I'm like, that could work, because as you may or may not know, every title has the word out with or dad in it. So it's a challenge. Anyway, thank you to everyone that's joined us live, and to everyone that's watching the recorded version. Thank you for watching. And we're about to cut, and then we're going to record another one. So we're going to do another one soon. So that's why we'll be wearing the same clothes in the next episode. Yeah.
I can change. I have more clothes.
I can too, but I'm not gonna.
We're not gonna.
Yeah. So there. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.